You see, it's like when you're in a romantic relationship. You start placing labels on that person so you can better understand who that person is. It's actually an ego-driven thing. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the dangers of labeling things and an unnaming meditation that I do. Hey everyone, my name is Hakim, and welcome to 3-Minute Mastery. And as always, we are fumbling through life together, one lesson at a time. Now, everything in our immediate environment and everything in the world exists in its own time, and it exists in its own space. Everything has its own essence about it that makes it unique. But as human beings, what we like to do is we like to look at those things and we like to put a label on it or give it a name. And by doing so, what ends up happening is we take that thing and we end up putting it in an imaginary box. And by putting it in that imaginary box, that thing can't spread and expand past the limitations that we've put on it. Because once we feel like we understand what that thing is, we lose our curiosity for that thing and we move on to the next. If you're walking down the street and you see a tree, if you see that tree, you'll say to yourself, oh, that's a tree. But if you were to look at that tree and strip it of its name, strip it of all the labels that we've given to that thing, then you would see that tree for what it truly is, and you would see that tree with its essence intact. The more familiar we get with something, the less curiosity we have about it. But we also apply it to people too. We take people in our lives, we put them in a box, we put a label on them, and we don't give them the opportunity to expand past that label. You see, it's like when you're in a romantic relationship with your husband or your wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and once you're getting to know each other, you start placing labels on that person so you can better understand who that person is. It's actually an ego-driven thing. And once you've identified everything you can about that person and you've placed all the labels that you can on that person and you feel like you've understood that person as much as you possibly can, sadly, what ends up happening is you start to lose curiosity about that person. What I've told a lot of my friends is that any relationship that I've been in, I've always tried my best to see my partner with brand new eyes. Every time they walk through that door, looking at them like I'm seeing them for the very first time. And that has worked for me as far as keeping my curiosity up and as far as keeping me interested. So how do we avoid this trap of labeling things? Well, I'm going to share with you an unnaming meditation that I do that I thought I made up, but after I researched it, realized that many gurus have used this in the past. If I'm walking through the park and I see a tree, instead of in my mind calling that tree a tree, I will strip it of its name. And I will do my best to see that tree for what it is. See that tree for the life essence that permeates it. And I'll do the exact same thing for the flowers that I see, for the grass, for a dog that walks by, for people that are sitting on the bench, for the birds that are flying in the sky, for the sky itself, for the clouds. I'll start to unname all of these things. And when you start to unname all of these things and start to see these things for what it truly is, the magnificent beauty and the uniqueness that permeates all of these different things, it helps you to appreciate life a lot more, but also what it does is it helps to keep your curiosity alive about life. And curiosity is so key in having a magical life. Thank you so much for listening to what I had to say today. And if you like what I had to say, by all means, please share it. Also, if you're looking at this on YouTube, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Once again, my name is Hakim, and I haven't told you anything that you already don't know.